Hello, my name is Pacheco. I'd like to welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Excalibur. I really love this series. We're going to cover a little tussle that Excalibur has with X-Men, another character from the 90s that I really loved. And after that, a war that Excalibur has with the Hellfire Club. A really interesting story arc, had a lot of potential, but I feel like the writer Warren Ellis tried to do too many things. And he explains too little. Feels like there's a ton of wasted opportunities in that particular story arc because he tried to do too many things at the same time. So, but it's a pretty fun and good story, but it's a little bit frustrating because there's things, as I said before, wasted opportunities. We have fantastic art by Carlos Pacheco and also Casey Jones. Like, they go one issue between each other. Casey Jones' art, it's a little more scrappier. It's not as polished, at least in this particular story arc. It feels a little bit rushed. We're going to cover Excalibur 95 to 100. We're going to also talk about a tie-in into the Onslaught crossover that just feels very tacked in, like totally out of place. Something that just really bothers me. But that's why I'm talking about these comic book stories, to tell you guys what I liked and what I didn't like. So, in this first story, we have X-Men. He's gone to Muir Island. During this time, he had a confrontation with Xavier. We're building up into the whole Onslaught crossover. And something's wrong with the X-Men. What Moira McTaggart discovers in the X-Men series is that his powers are just eating him away. He's not going to reach his 20th birthday. And X-Men actually flips out because he didn't know that Moira McTaggart was associated with Xavier. He doesn't like Xavier. He also discovers that he's going to die. He just misinterprets the whole situation. He flips out, destroys a big chunk of Muir Island installations. And X-Men is insanely powerful. Like, even though the Excalibur team, they're no slouches. Like, we have Colossus, Nightcrawler, Shadowcat, Megan, Pete Wisdom. None of these guys can stop X-Men. So what Moira McTaggart tells X-Men is, like, go into my mind, read my intentions, find more about my life, so you can calm down. No one here wants to hurt you. Everyone here just wants to give you a hand. Your situation is pretty complicated, so please calm down. So X-Men gets into all their minds, see that they're all really good guys. They all just really want to help him. So he just decides to leave the island and deal with the whole fact that he's dying. So let's get into the whole battle between Excalibur and the Hellfire Club, which it's really complicated. There's a lot of different plots and subplots moving along. As I said before, I feel like Warren Ellis tried to do too many things, and it feels like there's a ton of wasted and missed opportunities. And itself, I do like it. I do recommend it, but they could have added just one issue, just adding a little bit more backstory to a particular character. And also, there's a really forced tie-in into the Onslaught crossover. Feels totally tacked in, and it just doesn't work. So, let's explain this particular story without getting too confusing. And there's a really great subplot with Lockheed that he really doesn't like Pete Wisdom. He's going out with Shadowcat. So, during this whole story arc, Lockheed is destroying Pete's stuff. His clothes, his cigarettes. He's making things miserable for Pete. Well, we have the Hellfire Club from the United Kingdom. They're going to make a big power move. And at the same time, we have the Hellfire Club from the United States not liking this whole situation. They're sort of aware that something's going to happen. And actually, Shinobi Shaw, the head of the United States Hellfire Club, contacts Brian Braddock to infiltrate the UK Hellfire Club and stop these guys because they're going to affect the balance of power within this particular organization. So we have a situation with the character's name is Alistair Stewart. He used to be the head of Who. back in old school Excalibur. He's on the run. An organization called Black Air wants to kill him. Black Air is like the successor to who? Dedicated. It's a Black Ops organization dedicated to investigating all the paranormal going-ons within the UK. Alistair Stewart has discovered something about this organization, and now they want him dead. So we cut to Sebastian Shaw. He's making a deal with one of the heads of Black Air, this guy mutant called Scratch. He gives him this little device that's going to help the Hellfire Club go through with their evil plan, because basically Black Air and the Hellfire Club have joined forces to go through with this plan, take over the world, do whatever that anything that these organizations tend to do, take over British politics going on in this particular story. Toby Shaw tells Brian Braddock that a mutant named Mountjoy has also infiltrated the UK Hellfire Club. His name is Mountjoy. He's nothing but trouble. He's actually a villain of Bishop. He comes from the future. So Brian Braddock, due to the fact his father was part of the UK Hellfire Club, decides to take his place within the organization. It seems that you can inherit your membership into the Hellfire Club to find out what's going down, discover where this Mountjoy, what Mountjoy is up to. So later on, we have Douglock. He's trying to find his place in the world after the Phalanx crossover. Douglock doesn't know what his true nature is, if he, where he's going to go, what he has to do. He's trying to make peace with himself, and so he's sort of talking here with Moira Mathacker, talking about he's happy to be alive again, hopeful about his future. But what happens at the end of the story is that he gets kidnapped by Black Air. Then we have this whole situation. What's Black Air up to? What are they doing for the Hellfire Club? Well, there's this demon trapped under London. They're gonna liberate this demon. It's gonna further the Hellfire, the Red King and the Red Queen's agenda within the Hellfire Club with the chaos that this demon's bringing. And it would have been great to get more backstory about this demon. He's like this generic devil that brings chaos and evil to the world and feeds off it. And what's his relationship with the Hellfire Club? And because it seems it's only mentioned that this demon gives the Hellfire Club the power originally, back when it was founded way back in the day. Later on, Excalibur sets out to rescue Douglock from Black Air. I do like the characterization of Nightcrawler as the leader of this particular team, because he's not okay with these X-Force style missions, and he's like sort of frustrated with this whole situation. It's like, this is not what Excalibur is for. So I do like the particular characterization, but he leads a very effective team. They go try to rescue Douglock. They discover he's nowhere to be found within the Black Air base, and what they discover is that he's been taken away to the Hellfire Club in London. What's going to happen with Douglock is actually he's going to be like a conduit to black magic, with that weird box that Sebastian Shaw gave him. Douglock, they're going to channel Nightcrawler's stepmother. She has magical powers. She's the Red Queen now. I don't remember her name. They're going to liberate that demon mentioned previously. The basic character design of that demon, he's just boring as hell. We learn nothing about him, and it's a real shame. So at the end of the story, obviously Excalibur is going to battle the Hellfire Club. They're going to save the day, but we get this whole part of the story tacked on with Onslaught, where they have to open up the Xavier protocols, and they discover that Xavier actually planned if any X-Men would go rogue, how to take him down and how to take himself down if he ever becomes evil. It just feels so out of place. They just should have waited just one issue and did this afterwards and not within this plot. It just doesn't work. But the end of this particular story, we get a lot of good action. we discover where Montjoy is. We discover this whole situation with the demon, what they were, the Hellfire Club, and Black Hair, what we're up to. There's a lot of good action, but there's just too much going on, and it just feels a little bit sloppy. 2 more issues, fleshing out a couple of plot ideas, it would have been much better. But Excalibur, I love all these characters. So I hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time.